Welcome back. Osama Bin Laden's son-in-law has appeared in a New York court overnight. That would be a most intimidating father-in-law, wouldn't it? Anyway, he's been accused of terror charges. Suleiman Abu Ghaith is thought to have helped plot the September 11 attacks, and he was captured in Jordan after a decade-long manhunt.
Our US Bureau Chief Mike Amor has the latest from the US. Mike, good morning. What can you tell us about this?
Well, Sam and Andrew, Ghaith is charged with one account of conspiring to kill Americans, and if found guilty, he would spend the rest of his life in jail. He actually pleaded not guilty through his lawyer in a federal court in New York today. Ghaith, I guess, came to infamy immediately after the September 11 attacks, appearing by Osama Bin Laden's side and promising that hijackings of planes will continue. Shortly after the war in Afghanistan started, he fled to Iran, but was arrested in Turkey by Turkish officials, then handed over to US officials in Jordan, and was smuggled into the US in secret by the CIA to be tried here. Not everybody is happy that there will be a trial in New York. They fear that his trial may make that city an even bigger terrorist target.
Yeah, indeed. Well, there we go. Well, let's see how that pans out. Moving on, North Korea has vowed to scrap its peace agreement with the South, such as it was, comes just days after the US was threatened with a nuclear strike. Mike, just a bit of gamesmanship here?
Yeah, crazy utterings, I think, by North Korea. This is in response to the UN passing tougher sanctions yesterday as punishment for those nuclear tests a little while ago. North Korea said that it would leave Washington, D.C. in flames from a preemptive nuclear strike. The US doesn't take that all that seriously because they don't believe that North Korea has the capability of loading a nuclear weapon onto a missile capable of reaching the US. Kim Jong-un was seen at military bases near the South Korean border today and told those troops there to be ready for war. Even China, which is North Korea's biggest ally, has kind of deserted them. They voted for those sanctions yesterday, but they do have another friend, former basketballer Dennis Rodman turned crazy man, returned from a trip to North Korea earlier this week and said Kim Jong-un is really a nice guy, just misunderstood.
That's what Charles Lindbergh said about Hitler.
Dennis Rodman doing his bit for world peace. Thank you. Okay. Now, Mike, a huge change of pace. It's been a dramatic 24 hours for not just North Korea, but also for Justin Bieber. He's been in London.
Yeah, what's going on with the Biebster? Fainted on stage last night, took a 20-minute break. And you see this, he had a scuffle with the paparazzi in London earlier in the day. I just, please let him go. Please let him go. I'm no fan of the paparazzi, but I don't think this bloke could knock the skin off a custard, and I volunteer to give him a boot in the bum myself. But anyway, he fainted on stage, had a 20-minute break, came back, went to hospital, says he'll be back on stage. Please let him go next time. I would just love to see the outcome of that. Knock that awful hat right off his head.
That was his apparel for dinner last night, apparently.
I think he's going a bit Michael Jackson.
Please, Biebster fans, please send complaints to Andrew O'Keefe.
He's probably going to a Heston Blumenthal restaurant in that. That may be, there may be like a food processor in the front of the mask or something.
Oh, maybe he wants to go to North Korea too.
Lots of foam.
Well, foam he could handle. I mean, as Mike has assured us, he couldn't knock the skin off a custard. Don't get him started on the creme brulee.
Mike, so wonderfully put. We couldn't have put it better ourselves. Always great to chat. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.